If you and I were at a bar somewhere just talking, and I were telling you the facts of what happened, it would be simple. I would tell you that I loved her and that I lost her, and that to this day, I don't know why. But if I were to attempt to tell you the truth, it'd be far more complex. I'd have to lie a little. I'd probably begin by telling you that every time I touched her, I could hear them quivering in the background like piano notes played last night, still moving through the air. And when I was inside her, when she rode me, swinging like rain falling, hot face turned to the heavens in cool yearning, I could feel their wings moving. I could almost see them. And so one night, while she dreamt beside me, I followed the angel she had hidden in her heart. I tracked them to the dark places inside her by their scent, the aroma of freshly picked apples cut in half and shared between lovers. And I followed them into a library with moonlight streaming through stained glass windows, falling on all the books writers had wished they had written, not the half-remembered dreams that survived the desert crossing between mind and pen, only to fall dead on the page with the tale that was told the moment the epiphany that gave birth to them was born. And I reached for that first book, feeling the weight and the texture of its leather bindings in my hands when I saw the tufts of their feathers floating through the air. So close was their passage, and so I followed them until I came to a walled garden filled with flowers that never existed, blood orchids, Plutonian soul traps filled with the fantasies of the unfulfilled, Abyssinian nightshade that only blooms on moonless nights, and killer pigeon violets that let loose its pollen only when the moon was full, and all of their scents rose and mingled in the air, and this scent that was like the smell of milk on your mother's breast when that was all that could satisfy you, this scent that was like chasing a black thought in a dark room at midnight, blindfolded, drunk, joyous, and deaf, this scent. It was as if all those times you believed it was true and soon-to-be ex-lovers called you crazy, lazy, or unlovable. All those times you were bleeding from an infected wound in your heart, and the scent was the cure. And I thought to stay a moment and be healed, but I could hear the beating of their restless wings as they grazed the wall in the hall, and so I followed them, past hall after hall of doors made of moons, doors made of seawater and mermaids, doors for everything in her that was homeless, aged, and racked with pain, doors that were all that remained of the ships of her innocence, wrecked on the reefs of the world's bleached. And I saw White Wing disappear past a closing door made of gold and glass, and I ripped it open, falling knee-deep into the shallows of a nameless sea. And I watched the angels fly into the sun until I was blind. Even before I heard the soft click of the door behind, I knew that every single book in that library was for someone else to read. Every single flower in that garden for someone else to savor. Every single door in that house, except for the exit, for someone else to open. I had been dreaming of her again. And my only consolation as I struggled to wake was, unlike Lucifer dreaming of heaven, I will not remember this dream when I woke, and that is the truth.